Okay, it's Wednesday. We are back. This is the Hot Seat Radio Show with Mr. Moreno Valley, Daryl Terrell, Mighty Max, and executive producer Demetra Coulter, K. Coulter, or Jackson, soon to be Jackson, whatever the thing is.
You're nasty.
Yeah, and I'm Don Sadiq, and you guys know what I'm about and what I like to do. I'm your local troublemaker, and we're going to keep the information going and flowing as we've been talking about politics, a lot of stuff going on in the nation, in the country. But you know what? None of that matters because it's all about what's happening at the local level. So, Mr. Daryl Terrell, you showed up at the city council last night in the city of Moreno Valley. Give us your take.
Well, they made the right choice with the limited days they had, but it was the right choice to give the people of the 4th district the right to vote on their representative that could represent them. Now after this point, they're going to have to learn to get along into that June election, and it's critical for them to get along.
So now, since they could not appoint last night, which was, I knew they were running out of time, but I was also mindful that somebody would have came out of the audience with the speech prepared, ready to go, under the guise of, we only have till Friday and we've already decided on, these 4 people in applications, some kind of swerve that they were going to give us. And I'm surprised that they didn't do that. But when I spoke last night, and I spoke at city council, I told Gutierrez, this is partly your fault. You were supposed to serve your 4-year term. When he ran for his seat, he said, I will serve a 4-year term. Once again, he's lying because when they removed him from this seat and it went to the courts, what did he say about that? He said, well, if it's found that the judge finds that I'm appointed illegally, I'll just leave and that'll be the end of it. But no, he cost us over $100,000 in litigation. So,
well, that's another reason why you have to move to a charter. I mean, yeah, you take risk in doing that, but it's better than having more people, different diverse ideas to come up with a reasonable, rational pathway to appointments or have more city council districts. We definitely need more districts.
Right. And that was brought up last night. Victoria Baca, Gutierrez, those are the same people that have been on that panel that reduced representation. So that's why they can't form a quorum. If we had more districts, it wouldn't matter if somebody was missing because then you would still have an odd number or enough people to do something and move forward with the city. So they're bringing this crap onto themselves and stuff like that. But Mighty Max.
I'm alive!
Yes. And full of energy. She's full of energy. Max, I haven't opened my stuff yet because I'm not a chocolate person yet, but I'm going to get on it.
Right.
But Max, people talk about supporting local businesses and young people, and I'm all for that. And Max is doing her thing, and she lost a lot of weight, so she knows what she's talking about. Dee is into it. She's a vegan, so we
have vegan friendly shakes. The only animal product is honey. So
really,
yes, we do.
Right, but here's
must be new.
It is a newer shake that's been added to our line because, 35 years of pure, clean, fun nutrition is just meant to evolve and grow.
There you go. But Max tricked me into buying this Herbalife thing. Well, she didn't trick me, but I'm trying to support these young people. You don't have to be necessarily.
He wants to gain some weight. It is not about me.
Right. But I mean, I could have gained weight without spending $90.
Well, here's the deal. Donovan purchased our Rebuild strength from our Herbalife 24
Only one
line.
flavor, chocolate.
It comes in delicious chocolate, such as myself. I don't even like chocolate, right? But I get down with the Rebuild, and you can drink it hot. So you can have hot chocolate.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, right?
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, so it is the number one post-recovery because it has everything you need in one. A lot of people will buy BCAAs and triaminogens and all these things that they put together from different companies, which you don't really know if they work well together.
You got to remember, you're talking to a Walmart person,
right.
So I can only afford Walmart products.
Right. Well, here's the deal. So I have a client all the way in Florida named Roderick, and I talked to him about Rebuild for a year. Okay. He finally decided to invest into himself at the beginning of this year, and he called me and he was like, dude, I can feel the difference using this compared
Versus-
to whatever else he had been trying to use because of the quality of the nutrition.
Right. How much is he pooping?
It's not like that. It's not like that. It's really not. Now let me tell you, I'm gonna like this might be vulgar, but like when I have
It's
rebuild,
okay, you're on the internet.
right?
Yeah.
When I have rebuild, it doesn't like run through me, but I definitely use the restroom afterwards. But that's because it's a high amount of protein, like dense, true to the source. It's NSF tested, so that means everything on the label is true. And yeah, he's not complaining. He's just like, I'm super excited that I'm seeing results, number one, but most importantly, his recovery time has shrunk. And
Okay.
who doesn't want shorter recovery time?
It don't matter to me. I'm retired. I have nowhere to go. So.
hate you.
But no. But so Max is doing that. Like I said, she's our health and wellness guru, and she's the youngest on the panel. So she, with the craziness that's going on out here, she keeps us older folks
Hip.
hip to what's going on out there with our youth. So at least not necessarily our youth, but our young.
Right, because I'm 25.
Right.
Hey.
Recently,
So are we.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, Miss D, a lot of stuff's going on in the politics. And Sean 14 could not make it today, but he sends his regards. He did show up last night and did some rhetorical speaking.
Nice.
And called some people out, which is what Sean does. And Sean's always doing what he does. But D, so what's been happening with you? What's been going on in the scene? Tell us a little bit about what's happening. I mean, dang, I don't have your money. I owe D some money, so I don't have her money. So
Well, then that's all we need to talk about.
yeah, she's looking at me like, nigga, you owe me some money. So, do you take a check? Just don't cash it for 5 days. So, what's been happening?
Oh, everything. Just working behind the scenes as I always do.
Right. Shadow work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Staying in the shadows.
Yeah.
Now, we have a special election coming up. So there's going to be a lot of people vying for this position. Your name's been floated out there, not as a candidate, but as somebody to work with to get prepared and stuff like that. I know you're not really into Moreno Valley politics because you're not into politics in general. You're just into preparing the candidate for what they need to do and how to do it. So you're going to have 6 months to get this done. What is, if you had to give somebody advice, well, what would be the biggest thing you would say in a special election? We've done a special election before, and it was stolen from us, unfortunately. And that brings up another thing. You didn't see LaDonna Jimson there. You didn't see Jesse Molina. All these people who we're going to hold them accountable. I'm going to be at the council. I'm not going to go away. You don't ever see
They
them.
went away.
They went away. Right.
They're on vacation.
Right. But I was there. What if I was thinking about running for the special election? What advice would you give somebody who is really thinking about doing that?
The one word that I can think of is investment, not just money, because it's going to take a little bit of money.
Everything takes money
to run, especially in a short amount of time, and investing as far as time wise. You have less than 6 months to do this. It's going to be in
2nd.
June, so you got to devote a lot of time into getting yourself together, getting issues, learning the issues, being able to cater to your audience, see what they need and it's a lot. So just time and money, you have to be ready to go.
Right, but this is District 4, which is really higher end of the city. So what issues, Daryl, do they have over there that they can really talk about, other than potholes? But potholes are all over the city because of the rain with inferior material.
Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to die.
It's like that Riverside too.
Yeah, no, but see, that's what happens when you use materials that are inferior to the vehicles that converse that road. So if I'm a councilman and I got cousin Pookie over there who wants to start his construction business, who do you think's getting that contract?
Right.
And he's going to do it at the cheapest cost that he can do it at. So, but Daryl, what issues in District 4 could somebody talk about?
Well, public safety. How are you going to restore public safety? Number one. Number two, you probably will have to talk about the infrastructure, neighborhood rebuilding. Because there's
but isn't that citywide though? I mean, like I said, this is a special for District 4.
Yeah.
What in District 4 specifically could be an issue because that's the high end of the city?
Well, they did have a problem with
Flooding.
have a problem with public safety though, because of the shootings that were occurring in some parts of the area. You remember,
Right? But when you only got 15 policemen to patrol the city,
well, that's the thing. That's the thing about it though. You have to talk about how are you going to restore what our pre-recession police force. That's what I think. I mean,
right. But again, I'm gonna have to just play devil's advocate. That would be a citywide issue. So let's talk about, like, let's say Edgemont, where I'm at. Okay, this is a part of the city, the cornerstone of the city. But what do I talk about? One of the issues in Edgemont: slumlords.
Yeah, exactly.
Water company problem.
Yeah.
Of course, our streets, no sidewalks. I mean, there's something specific. See, this is what happens when you take other people's property taxes and you build up a certain part of the city. And okay, I'm running. There's no issues to run on over there because everything goes to that part of the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, what are you running on?
Also, I think what needs to be considered, we just came off of a very
contentious,
strenuous election season, whether it's national or local. So whoever's running, I have to figure out to get people engaged or re-engaged. Like, okay, if I'm in the 4th district, I'm thinking, okay, here we go again.
Right.
Obviously it's important. I'm not saying it's not, but how do you re-energize people? Especially, to your point, if there's not really an issue that sticks out specifically.
Right.
How do you get people to care?
Right, exactly. So, I think that's going to be a challenge for anybody that's going to be a candidate to stand out and say, and then the people from District 4 who say they're from District 4, they don't even speak English. And when I say that, I'm talking about the guys that I saw at the council last night. I talked about, I live in District 4 and
be careful now.
He's so rude.
Says it should be appointment, things like that.
Oh,
but do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, and it just makes me mad because when you live in a district that has been taken care of, life is good.
So there you go. Like, how do you get people to really care? If it's not vote, why fix it?
Right.
Somebody else will go out there and vote. I don't necessarily.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, where I live, where we're at right now, I can point out 100 things that's messed up and jacked up and what's wrong over here. But over there, life is good over there. So, are they really going to care who runs? They're going to care about who has the prettiest sign.
Well, yeah, the glossy signs and the glossy picture.
They had that one guy who's that USC coach. And he works at Markham's Academy. He I guess he played at USC in the 70s. That old Uncle Remus looking brother.
Oh my God.
Well, you know who I'm talking about. But he's talking about the Ralph's Grocery Center. Oh, we need to turn that into a library or technology event. You got people over here in the Edgemont area who don't have sidewalks, who, property tax, whatever's being, and he's worried about a damn technology center for District 2. But yet, over $1 million in property tax was collected in this area, and it didn't benefit this area. And he's worried about his area. You see what I'm saying? And that's human nature. That's just human nature, how we do it.
Well, that's why things are so messed up in California. Because, again, you vote your own interests.
Right.
And so when you vote your own interest, you ain't worried about anything else. You ain't worried about anybody else except for your own interest.
Right.
And like you were saying, you're absolutely right, because what are the issues going to be? It's not going to be what specifically for 4th district. It's going to be a general term, like jobs, public safety. But it's not what you're saying specifically. It's not going to be wrong specifically what I could do for my area, but what I'm going to do for the whole city. And you said, why run?
Well, yeah, but we have a mayor, so
exactly that's what I'm getting at.
So you can't even run on that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because people vote, they don't see what's happening, and for you, it's a whole different ball game over here.
Right.
It's a whole different world. Because people, you live it and you see it. But somebody in the 4th district who probably everything is going good for them, only going to see anything except what's happening citywide.
Right.
So they're not going to be focused on what's going on in my backyard or what's on my street.
Yeah, the potholes. Oh, I see a lot of potholes. Who's going to start? Anybody can do that.
Well, yeah, they can talk about the generalization of issues. I'm going to bring more jobs, so I'm going to put more police on the street. But that's everywhere.
Right.
But like you said, you got a point there.
Right.
I think another thing people need to consider, especially with some of the other districts, there's rumors or, people are saying that it was fixed.
Right.
So
the numbers were,
if you're a constituent in the 4th district, you might also say, well, why bother if it's fixed?
Okay.
If they're fixing the election, is my vote going to really matter? Especially if I'm not going to vote for, let's say, an Edo candidate. Doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, it's easy to say that, but in the end, it does matter because look what they're doing.
It matters, but I'm just saying if that's what you don't know that it is,
Right.
but speculated that there may be some sort of chicanery or something like that going on. So that's kind of not very motivating.
Yeah. So for those people that might be running and thinking about running, you got to find an issue to fight for, because really in the 4th district, there's not many issues to fight for, because like Daryl said, a lot of the issues that they're going to fight for is a citywide thing. And you would be preaching to the choir just to say that, because just because you're a councilman, you're not the leader. You're just a councilman. So you just can't wave your hand and do a Donald Trump and just say, you know what? Don't care about that. Don't care about this. I'm going to do this.
Well, the only thing I can think of you possibly can run, but this is not an issue, but
maybe I should move over there.
Well, the thing is, like,
I got 6 months.
Just like you said, you have to have a reason. And the things are, only thing I can say, an issue that you can say is that you're going to be different is that I'm independent minded. No one could buy me. No one could control me. I'm going to do what's best for my district. That's the only thing, being independent, but that's not really an issue.
Right.
But it's more a statement that says, people say, well, I like this person because this person is independent minded thinking. If we look at all the facts, it won't come to a conclusion. And they're not bought and paid for.
Right. Well, one thing we do know, Highland Fairview will be out in full force. And did you notice that every time that Uncle Remus brother was like, Victoria and Gaiba, when you were at Ito's function, you were the only ones that were there talking about the... It's like, dude, come on. Come on, Step and Fetch It. Come on, brother.
I just want to meet all these people.
Oh, my gosh.
So I can just attach the impersonation.
It's the football, he wearing all his USC gear. Look, he's all out of shape. It's like, come on, man, look the part. If you're going to be wearing all that gear, look the part. You look like driving Mrs. Daisy.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. So, but anyway,
too young.
We'll get back to that. And another good thing that they talked about and brought up was the animal shelter report. Now, I'm going to say this. Just because last year you killed 5,000 animals, not that that's the number. I'm just giving you a general.
Oh.
Just because you last year you killed 5,000 animals and this year you only killed 3,000 animals, that's not progress. Okay? That's like sticking a knife in your back
and pulling it out.
And pulling it out 3 inches. Is that progress? No, because the knife is still in your back.
Yes.
Okay, so we're on the same page there. Yes, so Steve Freeze gave the 5-year reports, and in 2016, the intake of live animals was 6,973. The live release rate was 64%. Notice how he gave numbers, intake, then he gave percentages.
Yeah.
Now, anybody that knows a little bit about math, if you start in one thing, you don't change it to another. You stay in that.
Well, the number was probably not the prettiest.
Exactly. So you want to make it look good.
It's called spin.
Right. And the euthanasia rate was 36%.
That's a lot.
Yes, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So, and then he's comparing it from 2012 to 2016. In 2012, we intook 10,584 animals. That's in 2012. But what I'm not telling you is, in 2012, we had a contract with the city of Paris, so we were getting those animals too.
Oh.
See, notice how they left that
out? That's the funny thing about statistics.
So now, 2016, our intake of live animals was 6,973. Again, he gives us a number, and then he goes into percentages. Where are the numbers? So anyway,
the numbers are there. You just don't tell you where those numbers came from.
Exactly.
Like what they comprise of.
Exactly. And look, and if you look at this report, and this is the exact report I'm reading from, is the one that was at the council, a 4-page back and front report, which cost us the taxpayer, and he keeps quoting the same numbers on 2 of the pages.
So basically, he's trying to make it seem like things are getting better.
Getting better, and they're not. And those of us that know are not. And he says this is a 5-year progress report, but he compares 2012 and 2016. Now, I'm not an educated man.
That's 4 years?
That's 4 years.
Yeah. And I suck at math, too.
Yeah, but yet he says this is a 5-year report.
Yes, that's 4.
But that goes to show you what this city thinks about you as a citizen and as a person. You guys are idiots. They think you're stupid, And because you guys don't do your homework, you don't do your homework about your candidates, you don't do your homework, and I'm going to tell you that. I mean, I know people don't want to hear the truth, but this is the truth. This is why they do what they do. Now, some of us that are listening and paying attention, I'm looking at the report right now. It says this is a 5-year progress report. This is only 4 years. Where's the outrage? Where's Victoria Baca saying this is an incomplete report? I would have been ashamed to even bring this thing out. If this was the military, he'd be out of there real quick. But 21 full-time employees, 2 part-time employees. Where are the volunteers that we were supposed to have? What happened to that? Why aren't you giving us the number of the rendering plant to where you guys have a contract that are taking the animals' carcasses? What are you doing with the carcasses? See, so that we still have problems.
Think they're selling them?
Yes, there has to be a financial incentive.
Oh my gosh!
Because why would you continue to kill animals?
My daughter just finished a biology class,
and they had animals in it.
Yeah, and they had to dissect cats.
Right.
And so I told her, professor, where they
take
get
all the cats
somewhere. So that's probable.
Right.
Yeah.
There's got to be a financial incentive to kill. But like I said, notice he did not mention the contract that was stopped from Paris. So look how low those numbers got all of a sudden. So
lies.
Right, because if I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, where did all those other animals go?
Right.
If it was a problem or an area of interest for me.
Right.
Because
you don't like cats, do you?
I don't necessarily like cats.
Everybody loves Felipe.
Sure. I have 4 dogs at my house and they bark at me vigorously every time I walk in.
Well, because you're never home.
You know what? Woo! Hi, Mom.
So there it is, people, in a nutshell. And this is why we do this show. This is why we get this information out to you. Because you know what? These people do these things and there's no outrage. Nobody, this is our tax dollars. This is what we're paying for. We had a lot of young Canyon Springs students at the meeting last night. Love to see them there. But we've got to stop conditioning these young people, young kids, to be reactionary. You got to be what am I trying to say?
Proactive.
You have to be proactive.
Yeah. Well, I feel like
these kids should have been coming to the council complaining about a stadium for years. It should have been going on for years.
In general, though, as Americans, we are not proactive.
That's
We're
true.
reactive.
Yep. And that makes a bad leader.
Right. Well,
it makes a bad leader. That's how we ended up in Iraq. And,
right.
we're attacking Saddam Hussein. He had nothing to do with 9/11.
Well, that's why forecasting is important. When you forecast, you foresee you try to foresee the future, and try to figure out ways to avoid certain things, and that plays part in being proactive. Okay. So you see things coming up the road, but if you don't, then of course you're going to be reactive.
But again, okay, the stadium is a big thing. It's down the pipe. People have been fighting for it for years. But all of a sudden, don't get me wrong. I'm not chastising the kids. Like I said, I laugh when these kids say, "Oh, it was funny. We don't have a stadium." I remember when there was nothing out here. Moreno Valley didn't even have a stadium. I remember that.
Where were they playing? Just in a field?
We didn't have a football team back then.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
There's high schools in Riverside. Northern Vista just got one in the last 10, 15 years or so. They were playing at RCC. I think Poly just got an upgrade not too long ago.
But, but I'm all for it. But we got to start conditioning people to get involved. Because like I said, what good is a high school going to do you if it's going to take 2 years for the high school to get built?
You're over it.
And then you've already graduated. You're out of here. Yeah. But now you're over here. And it's great that you're fighting now for somebody behind you. But guess what? That's already been in the works for years now. And, we need a high school and I'm going to be great.
Right.
Hey.
When I graduated from John W. North, class of 2009, Phil Huskies.
That's 20 years after me.
No,
21 years.
We served a football stadium because our team had been so legit for so many years. And then you know what happens? They get the stadium. I believe the stadium was completed 2011. Mm-hmm. And the football team literally sucks now.
Yeah, of course. That's how it works. Because all your good players graduate and move on.
Right. Like, y'all got this stadium.
Well, I remember graduating from Norte Vista. We had to graduate at RCC.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how it is. And if you've been going to Canyon Springs, I was here when Canyon Springs was built. I remember when it was being built.
I used to live behind
And I used to say when they were building it, I was like, why are they building a high school without a football field? That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So whatever geniuses that were in charge of District 2 and the school board, you got to blame those people because that doesn't make any sense. Why are you going to build something? Okay, football field takes up a lot of area. They're up there in the Hidden Springs area where there's mountains and, little hills or whatever the deal is. Now you're going to have to wipe out a whole area or take that park over. It just doesn't make sense. The traffic up there is already bad as it is. But
I only go over there for the bar.
Exactly. So we'll talk about that later on in the thing because Max is a beast in the S-Bar. So, but that's something to think about. But
it's the same thing we were talking about last time about the portable buildings. Mm-hmm. Where's the permanent buildings?
Right. That's what Measure M was about.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, because when you were talking about the stadiums and things, I'm sitting here thinking, we had our discussion about the portable. Mm-hmm. Why not get permanent buildings?
But that is what they sold the Measure M about, getting rid of the portables and putting permanent structures. The very first college class I ever took is at a portable right there in Moreno Valley. It's still there right now. That was 30-something years ago, my very first college class. It's still there. Now, if you go around to all these high schools here in Moreno Valley, you will see there is no construction being done with those portables. But we're spending $400 million. My property tax went up by almost $200. And I'm in Edgemont. And my property tax went up $200. Okay. Yes. Edgemont Elementary got leveled, which is, that was one of the oldest schools out here. So yeah, that was a long time coming. High Tech Elementary School coming, but the kids have no sidewalks to walk to, get to it. Right. Nobody thinks this stuff out. It's crazy. So,
sidewalks isn't as appealing on paper as High Tech Elementary School.
That's true. But any engineer will tell you one goes with the other. But guess what? They put the nice affordable housing right across the street.
Right.
So what does affordable housing mean? All you Negroes out there on the east side of the city to get all that violence and police stuff, that is why they built it, to get you Negroes off the east side and back into the Edgemont area.
So crazy.
That is exactly
that does make sense, though.
Providing that it's only Negroes.
Negroes, Latinos, Chinese. Folks. I don't care who it is. You get my point. They're getting the violence and the crime and putting it back in the Edgemont area, which took almost 10 years to get the Compton, LA vermin out of here because there was so much damage being done in the Edgemont area. They're just going to bring it right back, and they can take their badass kids and they can walk them across the school.
But they're going to be getting a wonderful education. So hopefully the younger generation will not be as violent because they're going to be using that energy towards something else.
That's a good point. But however, you have kids have tablets and phones, and they're dumb as rocks.
Right. Yeah.
Dee's looking at me like, this guy is off the chain.
He's spicy today.
Like I've told everybody, I am not running for political office anymore.
Do you?
Now my handcuffs are off, and I'm going to be telling the truth.
You look really, vibrant today, though.
Yeah.
You're in a good state.
Drugs is a wonderful thing.
It's not even that you're telling the truth now. You've always been telling the truth, but you're just a little unchanged.
Yes,
you're more
I'm a little
unchanged.
raw. I'm a little raw.
Which is good. It should be you.
Right.
I don't use filters. No filter life.
Right. And we are on the internet, so why not take advantage of it?
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
well, lately I have.
It's like that. So, but Mr. Terrell, what else has come up? You went to your meeting today at the county.
Oh yeah, we had our usual first of the month meeting about mine, because I'm a member. I was appointed to the Behavioral Health Commission for Riverside County. So we had Sean 14 was there, and we talked about, basically we have sections about recovery where people come before and talk about their recovery. There's like one lady, she's a parent. She was talking about her parenting classes and things. But what was so amazing, what happened, she went through hell and back because it wasn't drugs or anything. It was her kids they were abused by her husband. Mm-hmm. And so it really devastated her. And so she had to find a way to, and she's bipolar. So it was interesting, the kind of services that she used, and I was asking questions. How did you find about the services? She was telling her experience about the social workers, and also too, we were talking about the kind of the Medi-Cal waiver, which is going to provide more services for people for mental health issues and substance abuse issues. And then also the big news came out of that meeting is that the Board of Supervisors did pass they sign off of finding a building or a facility to provide mental health services in Moreno Valley, which is
right on.
Which is a good thing. That was a very good. Because I went there and I told them, I said, that's the kind of things we need to do for it. Because I was explaining to them, if you go down Alexandra and Indian by that medical center, that medical clinic, there was like 3 or 4 cases of homeless people over there.
Wow.
Because a lot of the stuff when you have homelessness, it deals with mental issues and substance abuse issues. Yeah. So
physical abuse.
Yeah, and that was a big thing. I really enjoyed that because that's what to my hope, and despair. The fact that they trying to bring services to our community, which is a very good thing. Then I also was talking to them about because we went to Indio for one of our meetings last month at a health clinic, at a clinic down in Indio, and we were talking about some of the services they provided to the community, to Mecca, and some of this stuff is like I think it's like psychiatry, where people, the psychiatrists will be giving service through the video cameras to their patients, but also to
televideo.
Yeah, also the partnership they developed with their school district, which was very interesting. Because the fact I said to them, because they was telling me about Palm Springs is linking up with that with Riverside County. So I said, why not? Is Moreno Valley Unified? Are you doing anything about that to bring those type of services to the Unified School District? And they said they're working on something like that right now, the substance abuse. But they got Friday Night Live, which has a lot to do. It's like for the substance abuse part of it. Where kids could go stay off the street and have something productive, and they watch over them. But it was a good meeting. I mean, it was a very productive meeting.
Right.
I would say it was.
Now, if for the that are listening out there, if we wanted to attend these meetings, these meetings are usually when?
They're the first Wednesday of the month down off of Ruston, and Ruston, I wish I had the address. But
we can get it off your webpage. Just go to Daryl Terrell Times. He'll put the link up, and you can check it out up there.
It's very because you learn a lot because there's a lot of things I didn't even, like I said, didn't know. But knowing what this lady went through, her kids been abused, and it really messed her up. But she got back on her feet again.
Right. And
so it kind of tell you what the kind of services, and so too, we were talking about the kind of the county has been neglected as far as getting their proper revenue because of some formula that. Of course, people in probably San Francisco made this formula,
of course,
so they get all the money.
Of course.
So we are short. They said short $25-30 million because of this old formula that was done in 1991.
Right.
And so I made the point. I said, so that's how I always do things. When you got formulas from the 1930s, like for taxes or anything, we always gonna get short because things have changed, but they are not willing to change.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, great. So we're going to check that out. You can go to Daryl Terrell Times on Facebook, and he'll have the thing. They meet all the information on that if you want to attend that meeting. So Max, what do you got going?
Hey, first off,
it's spring coming up.
Black History Month.
Yes, it is.
And we are all
1 month.
So
Right.
Black Pride.
Short,
But
28 days.
28 days.
I'm super excited to highlight issues of health in the Black community. Right?
Like cholesterol, diabetes.
Bingo! That's the topic
Okay,
tonight.
gotcha.
So,
wow, how did I know that?
Right. I will be posting a link on my Twitter to 8 tips on how to help. You can't really cure diabetes at one point. It just gets bad, but definitely 8 ways to help control.
Hey, I don't need my feet. Go ahead.
Right.
Sorry.
And it's so funny. Hold on. So, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist at all, guys.
Okay.
I like to share that with people. I am simply a person who lives a healthy, active lifestyle and can help you get amazing results.
And somebody who was previously overweight,
yes.
like that weight, and you made a difference.
Yes, I was 204 pounds. I'm my heaviest. Right now, I'm sitting at 149.
Don't like it. Don't like 149.
I know, but I just started #freedom to max out 90-day challenge. So I'll be gaining about 10 pounds over the next couple of months.
You remind me of a young D. Coulter.
Ooh,
always going up to the mountains and working on
I did heels this morning at 5 a.m.
Okay.
But okay, so sweet. Diabetes is a metabolic disorder and affects the way our bodies digest food for energy. Basically, it's a disease that allows blood sugar levels to get too high, causes problems in many areas of the body, including skin, can cause death. Right? That's a big deal, guys. And it's estimated in 1 in every 4 African-American women over the age of 55 has diabetes.
Wow.
Right. So here's the deal.
That's a group D.
Don't.
Not
like she
mine.
said, not mine.
Okay.
The issue is that diabetes type 2, not 1, right? But type 2 can be controlled by a healthy diet.
Okay, let me ask you this. You said type 1 and type 2. Would that be like, we got to talk, we got to dumb this down to our listeners.
Type 1, you were born with it.
No. Well, what I'm saying is, would it be like herpes simplex 1 versus herpes simplex 2?
I don't even know.
Well, you got the different variants of that.
He's so annoying. But no, but type 2 is something that you...
G is like, oh my God.
It's something that you, like, acquire over bad habits of years. And a lot of people, number one, like, maybe everybody has Obamacare for now, right? Still?
No, but go ahead.
Right. Okay, well, we did. But some people don't have insurance, so they don't go to the doctors.
Right.
Some people literally have a fear of going. And some people just don't really care about their health.
Yeah, they'd rather let society deal with them at that point.
Right. And so I just really, really want to reach out to my Black people in the month of February to just make it a priority in your life. I'm not saying...
Wait, all lives matter. What are you talking about?
All lives matter, right? No, just kidding. But because of the month, and I'm feeling prideful. But definitely because we as a community like to put it on the back burner because of the types of foods that we've been like
conditioned to eat.
Right, there you go. My dad does not eat fried chicken. He does not eat macaroni and cheese. Like, we don't have greens at the house ever, except for holidays.
What?
Yeah, so I didn't grow up on that type of food. But I know, like, I've been hanging out with my friends, and they're real Black, and they just have, like, greens and macaroni and cheese and cornbread the other day.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. It looks like I won't be inviting you over for the holidays. That's always on the... Yeah.
I eat it. Like, I love it when people cook it, but I definitely don't indulge every day.
Okay.
It's not fried chicken Sunday with Big Mama.
Hey, fried chicken every Tuesday. You can go to Popeyes, has a special, and Church's, and the best chicken in the Empire, Winco.
Winco does have great chicken, but it's just like, we just need to be more aware of our daily habits to allow us to be here for our children and our grandchildren, because some people literally just check out. They're like, I'm not going to deal with it.
Well, yeah, a lot of us, and that's really prevalent in our community. That's why we are on Section 8.
Right.
And, it's a lifestyle. That's what, anyway.
And it's a lot of the mindset that we've been conditioned to believe that we don't deserve more. And I'm here to tell you that you are worthy of any dream that was put into your head. This is Les Brown, right? Les Brown said any dream that you've had, you were given, you can achieve it.
Right.
So if you want to be hot and sexy and hella thick, that there's a way to do that, even at 55, right? Wow. If you simply just want to have more energy, have a healthier diet. It really does. It's crazy, guys. It really makes a difference. Have 30 minutes of activity within 5 days out of the week. Walk during your lunch break. Bring lunch, have it at your desk, and then walk. So there's small steps that you can take.
I work at Amazon thing. I don't have that time to...
But you walking around at Amazon.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, you are.
Jesus Lord.
These warehouse people, they be losing like 50 pounds in 2 months.
Yeah, and then they don't want to go back after they get their last check. I happen to know somebody who quit their job and Amazon did not know for like 2 months.
So many people too, So it's just, I just really, really, really want to put it in the heads of people that it's important,
especially our people, right?
Right, and especially in lower income areas, you can find
Moreno Valley.
You can find 5 McDonald's within,
Absolutely.
a couple miles radius, but it's hard to find great produce.
Yes.
And that's not okay.
And
Right.
if you're getting produce from the dollar store, that produce is downgrade from the routes.
The thing is this. Produce from the dollar store is, I've seen produce at the dollar store, and it's actually not that bad.
No, it's not that bad.
It's optimal opposed to getting, a box
Right.
macaroni and cheese.
Right.
As a vegan,
Right. Or a
I
canned
rarely
goods.
eat out of cans and boxes. It's really peels,
I
banana
think
peels,
it's so
that
dope
kind of stuff.
that you're vegan
Right.
as well, because let me let you know that lifestyle is why. Can I just ask when?
3 years ago.
Why?
Really for health reasons. I want to be more healthy. Just did not. I wasn't really a big meat eater anyway, but
I was going to say something.
She
but
ate
never
her
mind.
meat. Where's the sound effect?
It really just for a lifestyle change, to lose a little weight, not a lot, but some weight. I have lost some weight.
Yeah,
Do
a lot of weight.
you feel better?
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of people don't realize like the beef continuously. We don't cook with beef at my house. Like we don't do burgers. We don't do that. Never have. But now me as like the health person within my house, I really I don't really eat a lot of meat unless I'm putting meat on my plate for protein. You're not going to just see me like, oh, I'm really craving a steak because it doesn't appeal to me. And then my stomach gets really mad at me. So when you make those life shifts and those life changes, at first it seems hard in our mind. But then when you start to see the results, and not even the physical, but literally the like body inside of you functioning better, it's worth it.
Right.
So I was just really inspired by. Let me tell you, I'm going to vegan because I like.
Well, Dee's always been one of those type of females that she comes from good genes, so she can blow up and then she can get small. She can blow up, she can get small. A lot of stuff
blow
like
up
that.
in the right place.
That's right.
Yes. And
I support Big Nation. Like people think, especially when I'm so small.
Right.
I just posted a recent selfie of my stomach, guys.
Yeah, I saw that.
Popping.
Yeah.
But I
no lightning marks. It was really great. Yeah.
there was
Lightning marks are okay.
I have tiger stripes on the side,
Yeah, that's
right? But a lot of like men enjoy that. I don't get.
I was about to say something, but maybe for your other
The other show.
Right, I'm soft though because I use Herbalife skincare. Okay. So here's the deal: if you're looking to increase your health over the next couple of months, next couple of weeks, your life forever, feel free to reach out to me at Just Maxin, JUSTAXXIN on any platform you can find me.
Right on. Okay, well, that's going to conclude us for the first hour. We're going to go ahead and take a break, pay some bills real quick. Max, we're not done with you. We got to have you give us a conclusion of how us black folks who like chicken and watermelon and all that good stuff like that can eat a better, live a better lifestyle. Yes. And Dee could also tell us, how she did it as a vegan. And if you guys, like I said, unfortunately, Dee is taken. But if you're looking for a girlfriend, find you a vegan because I'm telling you.
She gonna need some meat.
Yeah, look, you take her to a restaurant, ain't nothing she could eat. Yeah, just get her a salad and and a thing of water.
Everything gluten free.
Yes. So first thing you should ask a female: are you vegan? So that'd be good. We're gonna be back in a few minutes and start the next part. This has been the Hot Seat Radio Show. We are not done. A lot of stuff still on the plate.